Shiv, also known as Mahadev, the god of gods, destroyer of evil, passionate lover, fierce warrior, consummate dancer, charismatic leader, all powerful yet corruptible with quick witty and equally quick and fearsome temper. In the books of Shiva Triology, Amish expresses the story of Lord Shiva as a living man who existed many centuries ago in 1900 BC, and how history later became a legend and people gave him the status of god. He has also captured the ancient Harappa and Indus civilization as the background of this story. The various kingdoms, along with infrastructure, is captured vividly in his books. In fact, some parts of history of India is explained with all the details as the background for the history. Alternate history has always been a mess in Indian literature, with not many mature writers daring to embrace the ever sensitive genre. But I believe alternate history can save the curious mind from an insistent spell of questions. Questions that have always raised but been suppressed due to an absence of testament. India, or Bharat as we know, has stood on this planet for a quite long time, and during all these years, it has witnessed a lot of more than what a human mind in its present state can conceive. Have you ever wondered how, out of 4,300 other religions, only Hinduism has 330 million gods or goddesses? Some religions in the world do not even have that number of followers. So, did you ever ponder into that statistic? Did you ever ask someone, why do we have so many gods? Or by any chance, did you try to push some sense into it by creating a theory of your own? Or did you just take in everything that was fed to you without questioning the very essence of it? Our society is tuned in such a way that the one who questions the so-called obvious is frowned upon, insisting of being answered with equality. We need to understand that some people do not want to accept the weird anomalies of the misunderstood mythology. Mythology, as we all know, is the study of myths, does not attract much of the modern, rational, and scientific audience. Sometimes we need reason. Sometimes we need more than just blind faith. This is where author Amish Tripathi comes into picture, and he comes at it more brilliantly. I might sound a bit biased here, but Amish Tripathi for the first time dared to question everything and anything. He tried to make sense with the world order. He tried to make mythology only more cool, and he did so by penning down the Shiva Triology, potentially the best epic of this decade. And these epics are called as alternative histories, not only because they provide you an alternate history to the already known history, but because they provide you an alternate way of thinking. The Shiva Triology started off with a reader's introduction to a very ideal yet realistic universe, the only one where everything was brilliantly advanced, but scientifically testified also. The country was godly, but within humans in it. The story revolves around the god of gods, the Lord Shiva. Many of us might consider Lord Shiva to be a god. But what if he isn't, was really a god? What if the atheists are true? What if nothing such as God exists in the realms of quasi-practical world? Karma has always held a strong place in our rich culture, and it is very much possible that karma has made Shiva into what we know of him today. What if Lord Shiva was just a person like you and me? A person whose deed turned him into God, and we might just be reeling under the ignorance. But the saddest part is not ignorance. The saddest part is that we might have misunderstood Shiva altogether. Shiv's life might have been a deep lesson to teach, a lesson that anyone can rise to become God with their karma. The lesson has perhaps been lost in the folds of faith, having traveled for centuries until it reached us. Shiv also belonged to one such era, one such civilization, a civilization that was advanced to such an extent that it was created evils in it, which led to wars and ultimately destruction. And Shiv was just nature's way of rebooting the world order to set up everything right from the beginning. And so it happened. Out from the ruins of destruction, a civilization did rise again. But this new civilization has lost a little too much. It knew only fractions of the story of their ancestors. This new civilization, in fact, turned out to be a bit unworthy. This new civilization comprised of none other than us. We started to look out for God in what we hear humans with great deeds, and our limitations to imagination made us believe that such great people and such advanced civilization could not have existed. We thought it as magic, when actually it was the sheer brilliance of their understanding of science. We thought they were rituals, when actually they were deep philosophies. We thought they were myths, but actually it was history. Now, let me tell you a brief summary of each book. The first book, Immortals of Meluha. Shiva is portrayed as the chief of tribe living in the Tibetan hills who arrives in the city of Meluha, ruled upon by King Daksha. King Daksha is the successor of Lord Lam and of Suryavanshi clan, who believed that day-to-day life could be structured to live peacefully. His land has been attacked by the Chandravanshi clan. Shiva is recognized as Neelkant as his throat turns blue after drinking somras. The love story of Shiv and Sati, daughter of king, was the most interesting part of the first book. At the end, Shiva leads the Suryavanshi to war with Chandravanshis and with the chant Har Har Mahadev. He is portrayed as the destroyer. According to me, this was the best book in the series. I would like to quote a line which was amazing. He said, "The opposite of love is not hate. Hate is just love gone bad. The actual opposite of love is apathy, when you don't care a damn as to what happens to the other person." Now, the second book, Secret of Nagas. Shiv realizes that the Chandravanshis are not evil and simply led a different lifestyle. Shiva meets the Nagas, where he learns that Ganesh and Kali, the origin of the Lord Ganesh as son of Sati and Lord Kali as the sister of Sati, are beautifully depicted. Kartik makes his appearance as a son of Shiv and Sati. He is shown to have grown up faster than a normal boy by the excessive usage of somras. Quoting from this book, what we are doing is taking away the lifeblood of our future progeny so that our present generation can revel in luxury. Now, the last book, that is The Oath of Vayuputras. In this, Shiv learns his own origin story about how he became the Neelkant from the Vayuputras clan. That is, a warrior tribe who are successors of the Mahadev or the Rudra. He teams up with Vasudevs who guide him to find out the real evil, which he decides to be the Somras. As a result of war, emerges and Sati dies while fighting. Unable to deal with the loss, he destroys the Suryavanshis with Brahmastra, a nuclear weapon. The ashes of Sati are distributed by Shiva and is now placed in places known as Shakti Peeths. Shiv never thought himself as God, while he said, "We don't become gods because we think we are gods. That is only a sign of ego. We become gods when we realize that a part of the universal divinity lives within us. When we understand our role in this great world and when we strive to fulfill that role." This book gives us a new perspective to see our ancient values, to see history of India and to see Lord Shiv. They keep you thrilled at every stage. They keep yourselves excited about what will happen next. Believe or not, these books have the strength to make anyone close to God. The only condition is that the person reading it should see it thoroughly. I personally felt close to Lord Shiva. I heard in an interview of Amish, the interview asked, "What are your plans after making all the youth of India Shiv Bhakts?" And I must say, after reading these books, I am becoming a Shivaholic. Om Namah Shivaya. The universe bows to Lord Shiv. I bow to Lord Shiv. Thank you for watching this video.